All right, so we're a few holes in. We've played 1, 2, and 3. Kind of watch how you play a little bit. So driver looks super strong, finding the fairways really well, especially like hole 1 where we're able to drive the green, which is pretty helpful. Hole 2 kind of not as far, but still pretty consistent. Hole 3, same thing again. You were able to go over the pond, which was helpful. Had a pretty good lie in going into the green. Not our greatest, but we pulled it off. Same thing with your irons, super consistent with those. Maybe figuring out our distances just a little bit more, kind of understanding how far each club's going to go. I know it's a little bit different now that you're getting used to the grass again versus a simulator where you weren't quite paying attention as much. It was more of just a range session when you did practice. So now it's really zoning in and understanding, okay, my 7-iron's going to go this distance and my 8's going to go this distance. And then making sure we are looking at those distances using a rangefinder. That way we're kind of practicing like you are going to play in your tournaments coming up in the fall. And then chipping looks really strong. I mean, we're not like 3 feet around the hole as we wanted to be, but we're getting more consistent and we're getting closer, which is great. One thing we probably should kind of focus on is your putting a little bit. Your putting, for the most part, was pretty strong. You do figure out how to get closer to the hole. You're averaging those 2 putts per hole, but you occasionally you say you have a 3 putt, maybe a 4. Just depends on the greens and how fast they're rolling and figuring out the different courses. So if we can kind of zone in and figure like, okay, actually read the break, take a second, maybe we line up the ball, mark the ball, all like the things, because I get it is practice. We're not in a tournament. I know you do those things in a tournament, but we want to make sure we're actually applying those while we practice. So when we do get into a tournament, we're not like, oh shoot, I have to read a green. How do I do this? Kind of understanding those concepts ahead of time. So for the next couple holes, we'll kind of focus on your putting. For the most part, everything else looks great, but really making sure that even if we're dropping some extra balls around the green, just figuring out how to read the green, and because it is a tricky course, very slopey, not the easiest ones to read, and it has like the little holes around is what you call it. So we're gonna make sure that it is a little bumpy, but we're not going all over the place, and we can at least make our 3 putts 2 putts and kind of narrow down our scores a little bit. So we're gonna play next couple holes, see what happens, and we'll kind of talk about all that when we're done.